model highlights a number of stakeholder relationships. I know we've covered it off in our first session within this section of the module. However, I think it's important to go over once more. And the knowledge of the aims or benefits that each expects to receive. Firstly, we've got participants. And considerations here are physical needs, the safety of the participants, I would say that's most paramount, comfort, security, enjoyment, and making that experience or that event most memorable. So how are you going to do that? Now you might be thinking for your own event, well, that's how you're going to introduce some World Cup matches, or you may provide some certificates at the end of the session. You may have been able to get an ambassador from a football club or a local celebrity to come to your event. So that's how you make it memorable. So who is the host organisation? The host community, so they may be two different things. So your host organisation may be Derby County Football Club, for example. However, your host community might be out in the community at a local club. Moving on to sponsors, no longer just PR tool, events can increase brand awareness and drive sales. So it's what I was talking about earlier with regards to their objectives come into your event, might not be to target or increase participation, it's going to be brand awareness. And therefore they may be looking to tap into the parents. Hence, maybe that's why McDonald's have got the grassroots sponsorship for all of the home nations. It's not necessarily the participants that they're after, but certainly the mums and the dads who are taking their kids to football. Media, ability to tailor global events to local needs. The event's created for convenience of TV audience rather than paying spectator. The media technology enhances the live spectator's experience. It will attract sponsors, investment and participants. And your co-workers, so the event team. The vision and philosophy of the event must be shared by all the team, and each contributes to the success or failure. So as highlighted previously, it's important that everyone understands what they're going to be doing leading up to the event. It's really important that it's recorded in an action plan and everybody is accountable for their areas. Alright, so hopefully you've thought about your own event during that section. But what I'd like you to do is in your event delivery groups, list all those stakeholders you will engage with when running your event. Categorize them as in the previous slide and identify what the objectives are for each stakeholder. Then I'd like you to place your findings on the discussion board entitled Lecture 12 is Event Conceptualization. Now an example of this is here. So I've included a table. What I'd like you to do is 3 columns, nice and simple. Stakeholder on your left is just to list those key areas. So your participants, who are they? Host organization, so what are you? Your host community, so where is it going to be based? Is it a school? Is it a club, for example? Your sponsors, so who are they? And maybe state their objectives in that right-hand column. The media, so if you've got paper, radio, TV attending your event, and then what are their objectives? And then your co-workers, so who in your group? You may also have been able to bring in additional volunteers. So what are they going to be doing during your event? So making sure that you list who your stakeholders are and also their objectives. And I think that'll be a nice exercise for you to understand how you're going to manage or maybe even juggle some of those objectives, because they will conflict. Okay, so you've got 20 minutes to do that task. And when you've done, what I'd like you to do is just pop it on the discussion board.